Good morning, everybody. This is Al Stefanelli, your host. You're listening to Boquete Now, talk radio on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM, sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill and the ACCB. Today we have a very heavy subject. It's going to be a very
literally heavy.
It's going to be a weighted conversation, very weighted.
Lots of kilos.
Very weighted conversation. So we have in the studio today Chris Young from Big Daddy's and every other restaurant in town. And Richard Meyer from Sugar and Spice and other things.
He's from The Thing.
The
staple, the restaurant, the spot. You can't go to Boquete without going to Sugar and Spice, at least for
you cannot.
A donut, breakfast,
off limits right now.
Snack, dinner, lunch.
Well, for me and Chris.
Oh,
no,
right.
that starts February.
Yeah. So
we can still cheat.
I would,
another week.
if I were you, I'd bulk up so you have more to lose.
Week, Price Mart, you can get a pack of 32 Pop-Tarts for $9.
Oh man, all right. My wife is down there now. I'm going to send her a message.
and what do you call it there? Baru has brownie mix on sale for $1.89. So just putting a bug in your ear.
Well, you know where all the peanut butter M&Ms went. In my freezer at home.
In your belly.
I got a stockpile at home for when I go off the diet.
Just to give you an idea, look at that. It's funny because, there it is, the English version. On February 1st, the 1st of February, the beginning of next month, which is only 13 days away, I think, Richard and Chris are going to head on over to Istmo Fitness. And if you don't know where Istmo Fitness is, it used to be where the Skate World.
Right behind Texaco and Alta Boquete.
Behind Texaco. It's still a big yellow building.
Big, giant yellow building.
Better road.
Yep.
Better road. And they're going to install themselves on the scale. And the readout is going to be recorded. So they're going to, basically, it's going to be a weigh-in. Now, 28 days later, 4 weeks, because there is no 29th, 30th, and 31st of February. To those of you who are taking the not drinking challenge on the 29th, 30th, and 31st of February, your jig is hovering. Okay? Anyway, so they're going to go back in on the 28th and weigh in again. And whoever has lost the most weight will be declared the winner of the competition.
Exactly.
And all the money and we're going to talk about how this is funded and all that. All the money that is earned is going to be donated to the charity of their choice. And we know that both these guys support a lot of charities in town, so that's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a lose-lose for you guys, right?
True that.
Nice
True that.
segue.
Yeah, nice.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us, Al.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Great to be here.
So what spawned this? Where did this idea come from? I mean, did you guys look in the mirror and say, I got to do something? Because that's what I do. I look in the mirror and I go, crap.
Everybody's got this New Year's resolution, like, I'm going to do this for next year. I'm going to do that next year. And I think everybody says, I'm going to either get more in shape, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to something related to that.
Yeah, better fitness, better
health, yeah.
So Austin Hess and I did this 4 or 5 years ago in the middle of the year. I don't know if you remember that. Or
that was actually I don't remember it from being here because, Austin and I talk a lot, and that was the year before I got here.
Okay.
It was in 2017 you guys did that.
So he beat me by like a pound. But as I went back, and it wasn't official like this. Like, we're going to a different place. We're both Istmo Fitness is sponsoring us both with memberships for the month.
Nice.
And so we're like, let's do it there. But when I went back and looked at the weigh in and weigh out with Austin, I noticed on the way in, and if you're listening, Austin, I'm calling you out, sir. He had shoes on the way in. On the way out,
that must have been an accident.
Probably, an accident.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he okay. I think I see.
A little cheat. And what kind? They were like military shoes, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Some big heavy
20-pound boots.
Big heavy boots or something. Yeah.
We gotta.
Martens or something.
Yeah.
We gotta fix this because I think in Instagram it doesn't do well. There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, I know for myself, Chris brought this up. He called me and was like, hey, I got a new challenge I want to do with you. Something totally different we've never done before.
Cool.
And I'm like, okay, what is it? And he goes, well, it's going to be a weight loss challenge. And it's funny. We both like are not real fitness people. I mean,
we're in a fitness taco in my mouth.
Yeah, fitness
exactly.
taco in my
How much we don't enjoy working out. I mean, for me, it's something that I want to do and I know I need to do. But there's some people out there that enjoy it. They really get a lot of pleasure out of it. Sure. And I know once I get into it, then it'll start changing once the endorphins start kicking in and you start feeling better and maybe you start seeing the pounds coming off or the stomach getting smaller. So, that's the incentive, and also the fact that we like to do challenges with each other. So
that's kind of
this isn't
your
a
thing,
food
man.
one. It's something totally different.
Well,
there's food related,
there's
kind
food
of.
involved.
Lack of food.
Lack
Not
of
eating
food.
food.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to throw this out there while we're talking about this. Richard does a lot for the community, and in February, I think if you want to show your appreciation, please send him peanut butter chocolate pies, cakes,
M&Ms,
Reese's peanut butter,
chocolate
all that stuff. He
M&Ms,
loves that.
Pop-Tarts,
So if
cupcakes,
you've ever wanted to
Twinkies,
thank him,
yeah.
no month like February, because it's Valentine's Day in February. Chocolate's on sale.
Yeah, absolutely.
So stop by the bakery and hook the local philanthropist
Go to-
Richard Meyer up with all of these wonderful things.
Go to PriceSmart. Go to PriceSmart on February 15th.
Get it on sale.
And
Bring it
just-
on, bring it on. You can hook me up. It doesn't mean I'm going to eat it. I might take it home and put it in the freezer and wait until after I
Whoop me probably.
In
Yeah,
order to
exactly.
keep this fair, you guys are going to weigh in Speedos, right?
Ooh,
Yeah, I got mine. I've actually, hopefully it arrives. I got him one because I knew he'd come up with an excuse. So
Oh, yeah.
I got a red and a blue.
Good luck. Good
So
luck with
for
that.
every $1 you donate to Ismo Fitness for the weight loss challenge, you can donate an extra $1 not to see them in Speedos,
Yeah, which will also go to charity.
which will also go to charity. Yeah. These things are always a lot of fun, though. I'm not a big fan of exercise, just like a lot of us aren't. But there are people out there who are really, like you said, are really into it. There's the running joke. How do you know if someone's into CrossFit? Talk to them for 2 minutes. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, same thing with vegans.
Vegans.
And
There's other things too, but
And let's see, the nasty comments are going to start rolling in anytime. But
By
yeah,
the way, the donuts at Sugar and Spice are vegan for all of those out there that
how do you
are
make
worried
a
about
vegan donut? I didn't know
There's
there
no
was...
animal fats in it or anything like that.
Oh, like eggs?
There's no eggs, there's no dairy, there's no nothing. It's flour, water, sugar, salt.
Wow.
That's it.
and love.
And yeast.
And
A little bit of yeast.
You're killing me, bro. Oh wow, that's and I'm sure they taste good because I've never ever heard anyone say anything.
Have you had one?
Bad about it. Now I don't know.
I was kind of hoping he'd bring them this morning.
you could hope, but but no, I don't know. I might have because me and you guys know Jeff.
Yeah.
We go meet at his house or at the office. One of us swings by and gets either donuts or pastries or something.
Well,
And we've been doing
I'll
that
make sure
for-
next time I definitely throw a donut in the bag in case.
Yeah, I don't.
In case you forget
and
about
I
it.
might, but if I did, I will tell you, I obviously did not know, which is a plus because I'm a donut addict. I will go to. In the States, we used to go to Dunkin' Donuts, and you get the dozen donut holes, right? So we go in, we get a box of regular donuts, and then we get a box of chocolate donut holes. That was mine.
Okay, yeah.
That was my
That's a good one.
that was my fee for making the donut run. Is I get a box of. So I'm really kind of a donut snob, and if I had one of your donuts and did not realize that it was a vegan donut, well, props to you because everything that I eat, pastry and donut and bread wise, from Sugar and Spice is always like perfecto.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Do I
Well,
know?
they're
Atlanta?
like,
Come
they're
on,
like
man.
that, except they're jumbo sized.
I would, 100%. I think they're just as good as Krispy Kreme, but they're big.
So
Do you have any at the?
they're probably they should, if they haven't sold out yet. We should have some by the time we finish this. So we'll go down and have some.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I got.
Nice.
I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm going the other way for like
Tomorrow.
an hour. And then, tomorrow.
Okay, we'll save some.
Tomorrow. Save me a donut tomorrow. But all right. So how does the how does this work? What are the mechanics behind it? It's just say if I was listening to the show and I said, man, I want to do that. How do I do that?
Okay, so there's been a few developments as I've been posting this. People have made comments, and the idea here, the program is this. Richard and I, you mind if I speak for you on this? We're fat, all right? We do all these food challenges together. He always beats me. I think out of like the 10 times I maybe beat him once, which really hurts because none of them have been cupcakes or pastries. It's always like, you know,
food.
Food. He's a pastry chef. He whoops me in my own area, so I'm determined to win this one. Anyway, so here's the deal. As we are both want to drop weight, we're going to weigh in Ismo Fitness February 1st. Do our thing, do whatever. Work out, exercise, all that stuff, eat right, whatever we do. Anyway, at the end of the 28 days, whoever has lost the most weight gets both the money to give to their charity, Richard's charity, which I think we'll probably talk about. The charities. The charity is Nutra Hogar. Mine is the Handicap Foundation. There's 2 jars, at Ismo Fitness. You can go there. Again, they're behind Texaco on Alta Boquete, the big yellow building. And you put your money in Richard's jar or my jar. And that's pretty much it.
Easy
peasy.
Now, there's been some developments where people have said, well, we want to get involved. Like more on the exercise, lose weight side. So I'm talking to the gym, and I'm trying to get something going where there can be a community one as well. It may not be on the first when Richard and I start, but there's something like that coming, which is cool. So the couple people that have mentioned it, I'm going to try to get them to organize it.
Yeah. Well,
and if anybody's listening and wants to be involved, hit me up, and I
Well, you can have.
I'm good at delegating.
Like Team Richard and Team Chris,
and do it collectively.
Like you can have 10 people on a team, and whichever team.
That's a good idea.
Well, that's kind of how they do it on the TV show, isn't it? They have like teams.
Really? So like one team loses 1,000 pounds collectively, and the other team loses 950. Is that how it works?
I think something like that. I mean, I never really watched that show.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
There's a TV show called The Biggest Loser.
Yeah, The Biggest Loser.
In fact, in the gym, they have a piece of machinery that's interesting. I'm too scared to try it yet, but it's like a ladder, treadmill type thing.
Oh, I've seen those.
And you climb the ladder, and it's just like a treadmill, right?
Oh yeah.
And on the side of it, it has the Biggest Loser logo.
So maybe that was a machine they used.
I think you got to be more like coordinated to do that. So maybe in week 2 or week 3, once we get our coordination skills back, after maybe losing a couple of pounds, we can try that without falling off.
Yeah, it would be
Put
cool
some mats around it.
If you had your say your significant others, every now and then go there do a Facebook Live of you guys working out.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny because. Chris, you mentioned New Year's resolutions and all that, and everybody has them. Very few of us. I've actually made a New Year's resolution about 10 years ago that I was never going to make another New Year's resolution.
Oh.
Because I just suck at them.
Did you stick with it?
I did.
Oh, nice.
Faithfully. I have done nothing on January 1st for 10 years.
I think that's
a good one.
Everybody does nothing on January 1st, but they make the New Year's resolutions. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Not everybody. I shouldn't put everybody in the same box, but
you got a lot of the common ones. Like you guys said, lose weight, be healthy, quit smoking. Whatever. Resolve not to hunt down and shoot your ex-spouse. Stuff like that. Everyone's got those. Very common.
No comment.
Common ones, but to take it to a level to where it's now kind of a fundraiser.
Competition.
A competition.
Yeah.
I've had Nutra Hogar on the show several times. I've had Knitters and Quilters and on the show. I've had Health and Hospice on the show, and they're real. Along with with the plethora of animal rescue organizations that we have here.
You ever had anybody from the Handicap Foundation on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's been a while. I had actually scheduled to have them on, and then the pandemic, the lockdowns hit.
Yeah.
And that pretty much put the kibosh on a lot of things here. But I've had them on the show at least once that I know of, and maybe twice. And I've had Brandy Gregory on the show a bunch of times for different, because she's involved in like 2 or 3 different. She's involved with the Knitters and Quilters. She does work for the Handicap Foundation, and I think there's another one in there. So, they're well-known charities here in town.
Yes,
Yeah.
very well known.
And
And everybody always wants to help out. So
yeah. Well, Neutral Hogars has got a really interesting way the way they do. That's all right. They have a really interesting way they go about operating their charity. You know, with the limited amount of students and whatnot. They were on the show, I think, maybe 3-4 months ago, and you can find it on the Boquete Now Talk Radio YouTube channel. Their show. So if you want to get an idea of what these charities do, Neutral Hogar and
The Handicap
Foundation, you can filter through the Boquete Now Talk Radio YouTube channel, and it's all titled. Everything's, you can find it in there, and you can get a really good idea of how involved they are and how dedicated they are to hunger, nutrition,
exactly.
For very young, malnourished
infants and
Yeah.
whatnot.
young children, exactly.
And of course, the Handicap Foundation here is what they've done for the community in so many different areas. You know, they have durable medical goods. You know, if you need a wheelchair or if you need a
Walker,
walker
canes.
or something, the canes. Yeah, so
They do have that.
I heard
The
that
handicap.
they do,
I didn't know that. Well, that's cool.
excuse me. Yeah, so does Health and Hospice.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I know they do.
If you go to the Handicap Foundation and say I need this, and they don't have something there for you, they will point you over to Health and Hospice.
Yeah.
And you know, all these charities kind of work together in one way or another, and either with people that are involved either on the board of directors or the volunteers. There's a lot of cross involvement here.
Yeah.
Kind of makes this community unique in that way, is that it's a small community, but excuse me, I don't have COVID, by the way. I just smoke too damn much. Anyway, but yeah, it's for a community the size and the charity organizations that we have here. Very rarely does someone who needs something, whether it be food or durable medical goods, or taking care of a malnourished child or a lost cat or getting your dog spayed. You never hear of anyone saying, well, I couldn't get help. You know, there's always a lot of help around here. And I think it's really cool that you guys are taking something that a lot of people, a lot of people want to lose weight. You know, they want to be more healthy, and tying that in to supporting these two charities.
So I tell you what, like I've been kind of dry running the gym thing for this week, and I am incredibly sore for one, and so I think that the owner of the gym's helping me. He's been giving me because I have no gym background. Like
I don't either.
Like I walk in and I'm like, where's the protein shake bar? Because that's the most comfortable thing for me.
No,
sit and have a protein shake.
I've renamed my bathroom, John, to gym, so I can tell people I go to the gym every morning.
There you go.
I
There
like
you go.
that one, yeah.
So, but working out sucks.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I know a lot of people love it, and as Richard was saying, once you get in the flow, but like, especially cardio, and that's the thing that we're gonna have to do a lot of, I think, to burn the fat.
Yeah. Now, what? Let's just pretend for a minute that I don't know specifically what cardio is. This is just for educational purposes.
Okay.
Understand. What kind of exercises are those?
Like elliptical, treadmill, anything that gets your heart
It
running.
raises your heart rate for a period of time. 10, 15 minutes minimum is what the doctors say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that sounds horrible. I mean, that sounds wonderful.
Well,
that sounds absolutely
something interesting about what Richard and I do is, if we threw on a stepometer type deal, as we're in the restaurant business, we're always on our feet. We're always in hot, sweaty environments. When you're working on the grill or the stove or the whatever, like for a lot of people that would be like an hour in the sauna or running around a track a few times. But for us, as we do that all the day, like our body's conditioned to, that's just normal.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak for myself for this one, but like when the lockdown hit, and there wasn't as much as that.
Sure, yeah.
I packed it on. Like people who haven't seen me in years are like, did you eat, Chris? Like, who are you?
we thought you were anorexic. What's going on here?
So this is going to be it's a challenge, but the fact that if it's just me doing it for me, my personality is like, you know what, mañana.
Yeah, mañana.
But because I'm doing it for something that's very near and dear to my heart, the Handicap Foundation, the special needs children,
Sure, yeah.
I'm more apt to get out there and push myself even harder.
Yeah.
And I would bet that Richard is probably the same way.
Yeah, exactly. I am the same way. Definitely trying to help out a charity, and going back to the cardio thing. Also, I've got an app on my phone that registers my footsteps every day, and I do at least just around the bakery, at least 10,000 steps a day.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, I know there are apps that way. That's a lot of.
That's it.
The last time I went in, I talked to the cardiologist because I have a little slight murmur every once in a while that kicks up in my heart, and I said, I walk all day long. He goes, that doesn't count. He goes, you need to get the heart rate up for at least 10, 15 minutes. You need to get it up above like 110, 120 beats, something like that, because that is what is cardio. And I bought a treadmill about 2.5, 3 years ago, and it's pretty much just a decoration in the house.
You hang clothes on it?
Hang clothes, hats.
Yeah, basically the cats sleep on it and stuff like that. But since January 1st, when I kind of decided, and it was right after that Chris brought up this idea, I started getting back on the treadmill. And for me, it's like 10 minutes running is about, or a slow jog is about all I can do, and then I'm bored silly.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get in some other stuff. But watching, you see these videos and these things that come up on Instagram, and it says like men over 50, cardio won't help you lose weight. You got to do that core stuff, which is like,
like free weights and stuff like that.
Free weights and these things like where you're up on your elbows and feet. It's almost like, what do they call that? The planking, different planking exercises. And so I'm watching these things on Instagram and stuff, and it looks really, really easy in the videos. But man, when you try it, that shit is hard.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So I've been I'm trying to work that in there as well, because I don't want to just do running because it's boring as shit, especially in the house.
Well, it's interesting about what you said.
I don't think you say shit on the radio.
Oh, you can't?
Sorry,
beep that one.
I don't know.
Beep, there you go. No one gives a shit, really. So, so we got there's no FCC here today.
That's true. There's not, is there?
But yeah, no. What you said earlier, a few minutes ago, about a doctor said that if you're over 50, walking doesn't count. And that.
Well, my type of walking, because it's work walking.
But there was a guy who worked at one of the restaurants. I don't know if it was one of the ones that they worked at, or one of the ones that my family owned. It's been a while. Back when pedometers first came out.
Those on the hip, the little.
Or your ankle, and it was a little.
Yeah.
And this guy would register like 15,000, 20,000 steps in a shift, and I never noticed him getting any thinner. And I hadn't thought about that in like 2 decades, or probably more. And then you brought that up. I'm like, maybe that's why. Maybe just a regular walking around. But there's got to be some health benefit to that, though.
Well, it keeps you off the couch eating potato chips.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, keeps your muscle mass in your legs and stuff like that. Keeps your legs strong and keeps your various muscles in your body strong. But like my doctor said, you need to get the heart rate up. That's what you're shooting for, is getting that increased heart rate for a period of time.
Because there's a lot of hiking groups here. They'll go out sometimes 2-3 times a week. And I used to do that until I stopped, because the 2-3 days following that,
I couldn't get move.
Off the couch. Yeah.
So you can't move.
I've noticed an interesting thing about that. I've learned this, that magnesium oil. When you walk around, you're sore, you lift some weights for the first time, you're sore. If you rub some magnesium oil on that muscle, gosh, it takes the recovery time, cuts it in half.
It probably smells a lot better than Bengay.
Or at least has for me. Yeah. Anyway,
I can't stand that stuff. But like you said, Chris, I don't have a gym background. When I got onto disability in the States, with my Advantage plan, I had an Advantage plan, a Medicare Advantage plan with Humana, and it came with this free thing called Silver Sneakers. And Silver Sneakers gave people who had an insurance policy a free gym membership. To like Gold's Gym, or one of the main things.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool, So I went down there. I went to the store and I got workout stuff. Right, I got matching shorts and a top, and I got new sneakers. I got
Speedo.
Nobody wants to ever see that. Trust me. And I got the visor, and I got all the stuff, and I went and I look at the treadmill, and I see the treadmill's there, and it's got all these little compartments in it, and there's a TV up in front of it, and I'm thinking, well, who? And then when you said you get bored, that's what it's for. So I went there, and there was all these old guys, on the treadmills, and they got iPads, they got their little phone, they're watching TV, they got headphones on, and they're just plugging along. And I got on that thing, and I lasted, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. And I got so winded.
Earphones, man. Earphones.
I had to go sit for like a half an hour, and the gym guy come up to me and he goes, "You all right?" And I said, "Well, not really. I was on that treadmill for like 5 minutes, and I felt." And then he gave me instructions. Yeah, you went on there and you started it, and then every like 10 steps you turn it up, and after like 5 minutes I was almost running, and I wore myself out. And he goes, "No, you don't do it that way." And I bring this up because you said that, what's the owner's name over there?
Ryan.
That Ryan was helping you guys out.
So, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, one thing, if he hadn't offered to help me, I still would have gone to do this dry run. Yeah. But what I learned was, and I think a lot of people are scared. You walk into the gym. There's these giant beefcake dudes.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're a door with a head.
You got these women with thighs that are all muscle, just like, bam. I mean, it's just like you feel like a tiny little nothing compared,
No, I know, dude. I know.
So, anyway, but as I've been, like, talking to these people, there's all super nice people. The machines themselves have QR codes. You take a picture of it, and it'll show you a video how to use the machine. The staff that he has, also, they're bilingual. Yeah. They're happy to help. I see him helping all the time, showing. And most of the machines, the Life Fitness machines, Ryan told me he bought those because they're specifically, they're good for a lot of things, but specifically, the older you get, your joints and your different parts, these types of machines are perfect for the 40 plus and up people that might have some issues. So they're very good in that regard. I think the people that are listening to the show right now would probably be able to relate to what I'm talking about. So these machines are more for.
Well, I want to talk a little more about what you guys plan to do as far as how you're going to accomplish this feat. But before we do that, we're going to take a little break and listen to some music by Kenny Rogers. So enjoy the tunes, and we'll see you in a minute.
Everyone considered him the coward of the county. He never stood one single time to prove the county wrong. His mama called him Tommy, but folks just called him Yellow. Something always told me they were reading Tommy wrong. Now, he was only 10 years old. Daddy died in prison, and I took care of Tommy, 'cause he was my brother's son. I still recall the final words my brother said to Tommy: "Son, my life is over, but yours has just begun. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. And I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. There's someone for everyone. Tommy's love was Becky. In her arms he didn't have to prove he was a man. One day while he was working, the Gatlin boys came calling. They took turns at Becky, and there were 3 of them. Tommy opened up the door, saw his Becky crying. The torn dress, the shattered look was more than he could stand. He reached above the fireplace, took down his daddy's picture. As the tears fell on his daddy's face, I heard these words again. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. And I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. The Gatlin boys just laughed at him when he walked into the bar room. One of them got up and met him halfway across the floor. Tommy turned around and said, hey, look, old Yella's leaving. But you could have heard a pin drop when Tommy stopped and locked the door. 20 years of crawling was bottled up inside him. He wasn't holding nothing back. He let him have it all. When Tommy left the bar room, not a Gatlin boy was standing. He said, this one's for Becky, as he watched the last one fall. And I heard him say, I'm proud.
And we are back. That was Coward of the County by Kenny Rogers. We're here in the studio talking to Chris Young, Richard Meyer, who are doing. That's all right, man. He's talking about the challenge, the fitness challenge. And in case you are not listening, let's read this fancy schmancy graphic. By the way, it's very nicely done.
Yeah, it's a cool graphic.
Very nicely
Looks
done.
awesome.
Chris Young is going to be representing the Fundación Pro Integración, the Handicap Foundation, and Richard's going to be representing Nutri Hogar. And starting February 1st, Richard and Chris are going to go to Istmo Fitness and weigh in, not in Speedos, but, there should be a pat down and make sure you're not carrying, a whole bunch of fishing lures.
A weight
in your
belt
pocket
or anything,
something,
yeah.
like that.
That's why we do Speedos.
I got my diver's belt. I'm going to strap around my waist. It's got an extra 35 pounds on it.
Somebody recommended, I don't know if this is inappropriate or not, but they said hide a roll of quarters.
When the sun don't shine.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, I'm going with the 50-cent pieces.
Yeah,
they weigh more.
Hey, go for Balboas.
Martinelli's.
Silver weighs.
Yeah, and if Chris ever tips you in a Martinelli, just don't take it. Do not take it. But they're going to weigh in on February 1st, and February 28th, they can go back and weigh in again. And whichever one of them has lost the most weight is going to win this competition. And the competition is you're going to be going in there, and there's going to be jars. There's going to be a Richard jar and a Chris jar, right?
It'll say Richard and Chris, and then it'll also say Nutra Hogar and Handicap Foundation.
And
Not to confuse anybody. It'll be made simple.
But you might as well just put your money in the Handicap Foundation because that's where it's all going to go anyway after it's all said and done.
It's a foregone conclusion. Richard's sitting here like, how can I poison Chris's food? No.
He's calm, cool, chill. He's
Yeah.
a lot more mature than I am. He's like, what, these young guys.
You got to be careful of the quiet ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? No, that's how he always these murder mysteries, and they finally get to the end. The neighbor is always like, he was such a quiet man.
Hey, so I don't know. We haven't, between the two of us, we haven't decided yet, like, if we're going to do this the same day, and I mean, I like working with Richard. I like hanging out with Richard. I like just talking with him. So I think it would be fun just, if we both have very busy schedules, but, if we could work out a schedule where we go together same time, whatever. But anyway, whatever that is, whatever.
Is there a day that is Sugar and Spice closed one day a week?
No, we're open 7 days a week.
Well, it's high season.
Yeah.
It would be.
It started during the pandemic because we never know when the government was going to force us to close.
Yeah.
So basically, we were open whenever they allowed us to be open.
Yeah.
And we just stay open 7 days a week.
He's copying me like he always does.
It's shameful.
I mean, all his sandwiches, he.
Yeah, coffee, breakfast burrito, taco salad.
I'm kidding.
Stuff.
Well, no, I
Inside jokes.
The biggest compliment I think I've ever seen you pay Richard is when we went out. Both of us, both of these guys have come out sport fishing at different times. So Richard shows up one day and he brings his sandwiches, his world famous sandwiches. Chris shows up a week, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
And the guys bring lunch. He brought Richard sandwiches. I was like, oh, everybody wins.
Yeah.
By the way, your Italian meat lovers sandwich, you still have that, right?
Yeah, we still got that.
That's just
Thank you. I appreciate you supporting me like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was just the coolest thing in the world. You know, I mean, you see this. You always hear these stories about these restaurants that compete with each other, you know, and they get nasty and they're just, you know, hate each other and just bashing each other on social media. And you guys are like friends and you support each other. You do things together. And when you showed up with that bag, I go, what you got to eat? He goes, I got Richard sandwiches. Well,
if there was a way to reheat the Boom Boom chicken on the boat, I probably would have brought that.
I kept telling Jeff, you need to put a
microwave
or
something,
something in there. Yeah, you know, that would be, you can make it a little one maybe, you know. That would be cool. Although eating Boom Boom chicken in 8-foot seas might not be a good idea. Because there'd be Boom Boom involved.
That's true. That's true.
But no, well, you know, you got Boom Boom chicken, you got Boom Boom shrimp. Wasn't there something else that you were doing with the
cauliflower at one point? And you can still get it.
I've had that. That's good.
Everybody
and it makes
needs.
you feel like you're eating healthy.
That's right.
This is cauliflower.
That's right.
It's cauliflower. Yeah.
Everybody needs some
It's
Boom
health
Boom.
food.
Yeah.
Hey, so I was thinking, you know, we come up with a schedule that we try to, and that way, if anybody wants to come and cheer us on or work out with us or whatever,
Or make fun of us.
or make fun of us, yeah. The gym has some great deals on annual memberships. You know, you pay month to month, but if you commit to a year, if you do it as a couple, it ends up being $30 each a month.
Yeah.
Very affordable.
Yeah.
Very affordable.
It ends up being, if you do it as a family, it ends up being $20 each.
Oh wow.
Per person a month, and it's really
Is that unlimited? You can go every day if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the VIP membership, which I pay because it's a couples thing. It's like $30 a month, and they have classes. The classes. I think the classes cost, but like if you want to get in on a class and they fill up like that, you get first shot at it. They got boxing now, and that's one of the things I was thinking about for
that's cool.
my strategy is do some boxing classes because you know you put on all those heavy clothes and
Sure, yeah. Is Mateo heading?
He is. Yeah, Mateo's doing that.
Yeah, he's just visited me yesterday at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. He's really good. He's really good. On top of being probably one of the best tattoo artists in Panama.
Yeah.
He
for sure.
Told me, I asked him one day, we were hanging out one day about 3 months ago, and I said, so, you know, what are you going to be doing? Because he had mentioned he had to move his tattoo studio, and he says, well, you know, and he gave me his background on boxing, and he was going to be holding boxing classes, and I've met 2 or 3 people already that are taking his class. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Really cool. Down to earth, chill.
I might join that. That sounds like fun, actually.
Yeah.
That's when I was.
I've heard it's a great workout.
Oh, I tell you, I have this virtual reality headset, and it's got boxing on it, right? And literally, it's amazing. You just buy. It looks real for one. There's nobody hitting back, but you know you can dive, and bob, and weave, and just like 10 minutes of doing this, you really like. I'm always sore the next day. Yeah. It's a good workout.
See now, if that were me and I had that, I would have to be like do it alone in my house because you know my wife would come up to me when I had that on and like start hitting me with pillows.
Oh,
just I'm like, hey, wait, it's not supposed to hit back. You know, but,
that's the next generation, the one that hits you back.
That hits you back. Yeah. That's going to be a science fiction movie. Yeah.
That'd be cool. You
How
get
did
like
they
little
die?
electrodes on your body, and then like so when the computer hits you.
Man, we need to patent that before somebody else does.
Yeah,
You did not hear that. You did not hear that. No, that's amazing. Actually.
Facebook fact checkers, can you help us out here?
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's a pretty cool idea. A boxing app that hits you back or shocks you.
yeah.
Shock therapy, weight loss.
Yeah.
There you go.
Every time you know if you eat more
Shocking.
than 1,000 calories at one time, it shocks you.
Hey, do you plan
force it,
on this challenge? Do you have a diet strategy?
I was going to ask you guys, do you have individually or collectively, do you have a schedule as far as, all right, I'm only going to eat these kinds of foods, or I'm going to go to the gym this many days a week? Because, you know, if this is a challenge,
Yeah.
right, you're going to want to eat less, work out more. So is it a free-for-all, or are you guys going to keep the schedule to make it...
No, I think as far as I understand, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah, free for all. I mean, we're each doing our own thing. I mean, I know for myself, which I've been trying to do anyways for a while, is just stay away from carbs as much as possible. You know, I mean, it's funny growing up. You always had the food triangle, and it was always like, okay, you got to eat lots of starches and lots of carbs and bread and stuff like that. And it turns out that that's actually should be turned upside down. It's the meats and the proteins and the vegetables are the ones that are better. It's the sugars, especially as you get older, they kill you. So it's kind of hard owning a bakery and not eating bread, not eating muffins, Danish, but then also staying away from Reese's peanut butter cups. And
again,
M&Ms.
February, hook Richard up with all the chocolate cake.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that.
It's good. Yeah.
So
February is Give Richard Diabetes Month.
There you go. That's a good one. So for me, it's just moderating that. You know, I mean, I've got my little secret drawer in my desk at home, and it's I basically have to put a lock on it and give my wife the key, so I don't go in it.
Yeah, that's so.
Oh, he sent me photos of that before, and that is just like if
it's the bomb.
Next time he goes out of town, I'm considering breaking into that drawer.
You should before years ago, because now I'm diabetic and I still don't eat I still eat way too much sugar. But years ago, you would look at my nightstand next to my bed, and we're talking a nightstand, and it was just jammed with Oreos and potato chips and pretzels and Pop-Tarts and Twinkies and cupcakes, a coffee can, the 1 pound coffee cans full of M&Ms.
Wow,
oh, nice.
That sounds like a
and
dream come true.
I just sit there watching TV and I grab a handful of M&Ms, eat that. I grab a Twinkie, I'd eat that, and I got 280 pounds.
Wow.
Wow.
275 pounds, and a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago now, probably about 5 years ago, I was 280 pounds, and my doctor said, "So, are you intentionally trying to kill yourself?" And I said, "Well, no." He says, "So you need to lose weight," and I tried joining the gym, it just didn't work. But he gave me other things to do, and mainly diet though. And I'm 180 now. I've dropped 100 pounds.
Wow,
that's great.
Good job.
I feel better.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna change my strategy and just hire Al.
It was over.
What do I do?
This was over a 5-year period. I mean, this was a long game. You know, because I like you, I don't have a gym background. I don't have the discipline at all to go on to a regimen of I'm going to work out 3-4 times a week. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So it was very, very gradual. I probably would have been better off having gone to a gym, but I would have needed. This is another thing I wanted to ask you, and I would have been good to have him on the show. But do they have trainers there to help you with? Because I don't. Most people don't know what they're doing. They walk into the gym, and like you said, it's so intimidating. You got all this equipment. You got all these like Baywatch people there. All, and you're like, oh crap, most people would need someone to kind of hold their hand through it,
And everybody, even the people just working out, I've noticed are just so nice and friendly, and they, if you like, I've made fun of myself. I'm like, man, one day hopefully I look like you and this giant man. He's like, whatever you need, help. If you need help, people are super nice there.
Yeah.
But there's trainers. There's the I think the trainers are extra, but they'll spend an hour or two, whatever you. I mean, there's. I saw a girl doing with a guy. One of the workers was showing her how to do like some CrossFit type stuff. How to do some, just some. I don't know what it's called, jazzercise. I don't know, like some. She had these little step and was doing the thing with weights, and she was doing lunges and those. So and the staff's very friendly and open to.
See, the problem I have with lunges is after a while inertia takes over. And it goes from a lunge to falling flat on my face. It just doesn't work. And that's good to know. I know that a lot of people are aware that this place is there, but they're probably not aware of the extent of the equipment they have, or the programs they have, or the classes they have, or the deals. You pay in advance for 2 or 3. So maybe one of these days we'll get him.
I've been helping him. I just as a kind of just a challenge to myself, I told him, I said, I bet over the next 3 months I can double your membership. So I've been posting a lot for him. I really have I get no money for this. I have nothing really to do with the gym other than I'm trying to develop a passion for being healthier and exercise. So if you're listening, you're like, oh well, you're promoting that because you have part. I really have nothing to do with the gym. It's just the owner. We're starting to become good friends, and so So
cool.
Yeah.
So you guys weigh in on the first. Are you going to do? Now, this is just an idea because my brain crap just pops in there. But would you consider doing like getting a tripod or something and doing a Facebook Live of you guys working out?
I plan on doing that. I mean, for me, like occasionally, and not working out, like, but saying, hey, I'm about to.
Oh, yeah.
And then.
You know, it'd be cool if you guys did it the same day, right? Have like a Facebook camera crew in there. You know, it's going up to you. All right, Chris is doing blah blah blah. Let's see what Richard's up to. Richard's doing this blah 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 blah.
Chris is gonna have to teach me how to do that because I don't really know how to. I'm still learning all the technology things and So yeah, I'm gonna have to be educated on that, but definitely do something for sure.
I have some people
and before and after pictures also. Like
that's
you
a great
see,
idea.
you see
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Instagram
they
before and after pictures.
Yeah.
And no Photoshop.
I don't know. Yeah.
No Photoshop.
Well, he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger with Richard's head on him.
Yeah.
We can do that though.
Another thing that comes to mind, which is, and this is just in the industry as a whole, in being chefs. There used to be a thing that people talked about a long time ago, and it was a pretty common phrase: "Never trust a skinny chef."
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like now with fitness and stuff. I mean, especially you look at most of the chefs on food TV and stuff like that. They're all into fitness. They're all into eating well. They're all into promoting healthy diets. I mean, they still cook using butter and all the stuff that makes food taste great. But at the same time, they do lots of exercise. They do lots of other things to promote healthy lifestyles.
Well, look at Ben. Ben's in great shape.
Yeah, he's did triathlons.
Wow.
Like, he's done a certain number. I don't even want to mispronounce, but he's done like a level of miles or kilometers through his history of that's like super impressive. A lot of the people in my restaurants, the front of the house, back of the house, are really into fitness. It's interesting. They're all gym rats.
Yeah.
I've noticed it a lot.
Well, you've done a couple of times. You've done health challenges.
The vegan Boquete whole food plant-based challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Well, the first one got shut down by the pandemic. The second
Yeah.
one, I had big plans of doing documentary about it and all this stuff, and I decided just to do it for myself. Yeah. And it went well. I mean, the effort that was put in. Like this time, my diet challenge that I'm going to do for myself, and I'm not going to hold myself super strict to this, but I'm going to try to do vegan keto. That's going to be my
Wow.
get your head around that. So certain vegetables, like beets, carrots, pineapples, high sugar vegetables, and fruits.
Cut those out too.
Wow. So that's like lentils. Now I'm sure you could find literature that says I'm wrong, but from my understanding, lentils is one of the best, cleanest protein sources that you can get.
That I've actually heard that from several people, nutritionists.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. When I got diagnosed with diabetes, I had to go to these classes, these food classes that they paid for. Medicare paid for it, and that was, where do you get your protein from? And I said, well, I love a good thick steak, and of course they went on with too much of that is not good. And,
right, red meats
and lentils, and I like lentils.
Yeah.
I think they're to me they've got a good flavor to them. So it wasn't like, oh crap, I got to eat lentils.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can do a lot with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like back when my mom used to make lentils, and it's like you gagged when you ate them. I mean, now there's so many different ways to prepare them, and so many different ways you can use them.
Yeah.
It's not just a soup. I mean, you can incorporate them in veggie burgers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. One of the recipes was you boil them, or however you cook them, and you mash them up to like
a paste,
and it was kind of like hummus.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then you put flavor on it, and I had this at one of the events that I went to, and it was an onion bagel with this lentil flavored. I thought it was spreadable salmon.
Wow.
And it had the color.
They must have been using those orange lentils.
they said it was lentils, and I was like, wow, that's
that's cool.
That was really good. So you can, a lot of people when they hear eating healthy, they think of a bland, boring, diet with eating celery stalks and cucumbers. And what I've learned over the years, especially here, because there's a lot of fitness-minded people here, and there's a lot of diet, not diets, but diet as in how you eat, that are plant-based. And I've tasted some of these things, and I was surprised. And it's like this is good. You could literally enjoy, your meals.
Yeah.
And not.
I have a friend who's I have a new friend who's a plant-based chef, and he's very good at it. And he lives in Puerto Rios. He's been doing private dinner parties. People are just raving about him. Yeah. And so.
I would like vegan Twinkies, vegan cupcakes, vegan M&Ms.
He showed me he showed me vegan fried chicken, and I'm gonna bring him over to Big Daddy's to do a vegan night in February, and it's more on the plant-based side, but and the difference is one can be healthy, and one is healthy. Like Oreo cookies are vegan, which is not healthy. Vegan you can eat healthy.
Thanks for that ammunition.
Yeah.
I like that one too. Yeah.
But I mean, you can go vegan and be like Oreo cookies and potato chips. Yeah. Well, that's not going to help you. It's going to taste good.
Exactly.
But plant-based is more on the healthier side. So anyway, so I'm going to do a kind of a fusion of both with this guy at Big Daddy's in February and do a plant-based / vegan guest chef night. Yeah. With the Big Daddy's theme of like the fish tacos, the fun burger, like the kind of like anyway, so
well, you got vegan donut. That I'm still intrigued by the vegan donuts. I can't, that's, I'm trying to picture that, and I've eaten. I'm pretty sure I've had those.
I think you probably have, and I mean it's just there's no animal fats, there's nothing like that in it. It's literally flour, water, sugar, salt, yeast. That's it.
So you guys, you guys are like putting out this health food. Really, it's health food, but it's tasty. Vegan chicken. How is that possible?
Soy?
The wonders of tofu. Yes.
Tofu? The wonders of tofu.
Yeah.
This maybe this is going back years and years, and this is long before the whole vegan movement got started. I remember I used to go to a Chinese vegetarian restaurant in Atlanta 25 years ago. They used like tofu and wheat based products, and I would get like the General Tao's chicken. You couldn't tell it wasn't chicken, and it was absolutely delicious.
Yeah,
absolutely delicious. So there's so many things that can be done.
I have not yet had a good experience with tofu.
No, not yet, huh?
No, not yet. Someone had put it in front of me, and it was just basically tofu in cubes.
Okay.
And they didn't do anything with it. It was just a cube of.
Thought you were eating a chunk of cheese, probably.
It was a texture thing, but admittedly, I haven't gone out and hunted down
good tofu stuff.
Good tofu stuff, but everybody wants to, everybody wants to be their best, their healthiest self, especially as you get older. You want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, and you get access. You have access to this fitness center here. You have you guys who are promoting it by doing this challenge, and obviously the organizations that are going to benefit from it. The charities. I think this is a really positive impact it's going to have a positive impact on the community. Oh my God, but you guys are going to feel better. Have a good time, have fun with it.
Exactly.
But there's no universe in which anything about this has got a negative side. Well, of course, unless you pull a hamstring.
Yeah.
But
that would suck.
Now, is there going to be? Are you guys planning or planning on maybe having a presentation, event or something at either one of the restaurants for the charities? Or are you just gonna
maybe we could? I mean, I don't think we've thought that far into it. I mean, like I said, it started off just us having a friendly little competition, and as we love giving back, we've decided, let's incorporate some charities, and now there's been comments on Facebook about, hey, can we get involved? And so, yeah, I think some more details to come as regards to that. But if anybody's listening to this and they want to get involved in this, and you have an idea, like, hey, what if you did this? Hit me up or hit Richard up.
Come by one of our places.
And we'll be happy to do whatever. I mean, this is just something we just started. If it grows into something that, hundreds of people want to get involved in, or even 10 extra people, whatever, come on down. We're
I gotta tell you
all about it.
That's to me, someone who's obviously not a gym rat, doesn't really have any background. Things like this could kind of give you a little more motivation than just looking in the mirror and saying, "Well, I got to get to the gym."
Always easier and better to do it with somebody.
Yeah,
than do it alone.
Yeah, that's true.
And if if
motivation,
if someone's out, they want to get involved in a way where just I want to support these guys, so I'll go join this gym, and when they're there working out, I'll work out next to them or at the same time just for support, and of course putting your money in that jar. I think that's a lot of us need a little more motivation than someone says, "Hey, you need to hit the gym."
Yeah. Money in the jar. Money in the jar.
Yeah,
money in the jar. That should be a new theme song.
We're about out of time, so I'm gonna go ahead and reread this thing. So Chef Richard Meyer representing Nutri-Hogar in this corner, and Chef Chris Young representing the Handicap Foundation in this corner. Is going to be a Sunday knockdown. No, February 1st, Richard and Chris are going to go to Ismo Fitness and weigh in. And then on February 20th, they're going to go and weigh in again. And the one who has lost the most weight will win the competition, will take all the money and donate it to whichever charity they're representing that wins. For more information and how to support your chef and all that, call 6237-4010. Whose number is that?
That's the number of the gym.
Call the gym and at 6237-4010 and get involved in this, man. This is the Boquete Biggest Loser event starting February 1st. I want to thank Richard and Chris for joining me today.
Thank you, Al.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, 8 a.m. We're going to weigh in at 8 a.m. on the 1st. Yeah.
8 a.m.
All right, you've been listening to Boquete Now Talk Radio on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM, sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill and the ACCB Boquete. Once again, thank you, Richard and Chris.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Mi amigo.